What we are doing is the minimum as part of our ongoing battle plan. We know that the war could be long and options are open to us. We will confront any scenario and are prepared if the Israeli forces decide to enter on land. The resistance is ready for ground engagement.
All right, let's get more right now. Of course, live to our correspondent, Yasin Ekin, standing by for us right there. Yasin, good to get you back on the program. I know it's been a very busy morning here on RT International. You're in Beirut at the moment, and as I understand, Lebanon is being bombed more and more by the day. Can you give us
beginning to look a lot like Gaza. Prophecy speaking.
Rory, this seems
release the flock, Amalek.
That is reminiscent of the old days during the war in 2006. I'm currently in the Kola district where the Israelis Air Force carried out a strike targeting the Lebanese capital. I'm going to very briefly step away from the camera and have my cameraman show you the building. This is a residential building in the central capital of Beirut, and this is a matter of concern because looking at the attack, the Israeli Air Force targeted the building, essentially destroying an entire floor. The surrounding buildings or floors was also damaged. People have evacuated the building, so no one is living there. But let's not forget the target there were a number of Palestinians that were essentially tied to different groups. The Israeli Air Force carried out that attack. And what's concerning is, of course, these attacks are becoming a lot more frequent. This is significant considering the attacks that the IDF has been carrying out up until this point have focused on Hezbollah territories, focusing on the south. So this here is different. And on Monday we listened to the Deputy Secretary General Naim Qassem, who issued a statement suggesting that he himself and the group Hezbollah will continue its fight against Israel. So let's listen to what he had to say on Monday.
If Israel believes that its determination for brutality and aggression will achieve its goals, it is mistaken. The Israeli occupation assaults civilians, medical teams, children, the elderly, and women in their homes. Israel does not kill fighters. It commits massacres against the innocent, and the United States shares in these crimes.
Absolutely, the least of flock shall draw them in. And it doesn't look like it wants to play. Shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praise to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakakadosh. Double honors, the elders and apostles, a great millstone, who are teaching this truth and sincerity. And a shout out to Yakims out there in the four corners of the earth proclaim this truth. Braka the Yahweh, Braka the Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rakakadosh, Brakatum. Also, I just recently got a warning strike on my YouTube channel, so look for me on the alternative channels, as I may not be on YouTube for a while over this because I didn't even say anything that was so-called medical misinformation, but I surely got the fucking warning from them butt fuckers at YouTube, so yeah, I just may not be on their fucking little network anyways, you know? I think I have more subscribers on BitChute, so just look for me there. Look for me on BitChute, Rumble, or Odysee. This will be my last one for a while. Hezbollah leader's death could start a chain of destruction. Assassination of Nasrallah leaves Lebanon, Iran, and Israeli state itself at a crossroads where a turn toward chaos would be all too easy. Sheikha Nasrallah, the leader of the Hezbollah movement, has been killed in an Israeli airstrike targeting the suburbs of Beirut. The incident occurred amid the escalating conflict between Israeli state and Palestinians, because Hamas is a controlled group. We know that. Hezbollah has been actively supporting the Palestinians by launching attacks on Israeli territories from southern Lebanon. The confrontation between Israeli state and Hezbollah dates back to the 1980s, when the Lebanese Shiite group was formed reportedly with Iranian support. Major conflicts arose during the Israeli invasion of Lebanon in 1982, and they're about to invade again, and so that's all being ramped up. Army commander warns Israeli state, wait for Iran resistance front response to Nasrallah's assassination. So this is heating up really fast, and this just happened over the weekend. The chief commander of Iranian army calls on Israeli state to be ready, saying that the regime should await the Islamic Republic and the regional axis of resistance response to its recent assassination of Saeed Hassan Nasrallah. Saeed Hassan's blood will definitely destroy the Zionist regime and its masters, Major told reporters on Monday. He described the assassination as a measure taken by the Zionists in line with their wrongful materialistic thinking through which they thought they would succeed. They are, however, depending deepening their own grave, the commander added, asserting, "Today the Zionists are moving farther toward demise, and they will come to a demise, and then they're going to take the Samson option, which will draw everybody in there. Because this is just at the footsteps. But there's one more thing that has to become mandatory. And boy, you can't talk about that on bullshit YouTube. So like I said, look for me on the other 3 channels. Israeli state overhauls spying tools to kill Hezbollah leader. The security services sifted through vast amounts of data while relying on high-tech intelligence gathering methods, the paper reports. Israeli state was able to assassinate Nasrallah only after overhauling its approach to intelligence gathering, aka Israeli Intelligence Support Services, Israeli Secret Intelligence Services, ISIS. After overhauling its approach to intelligence gathering, focusing its efforts on scourging large amounts of data, the Financial Times reported on Monday. Nasrallah was a priority Israeli target for decades before his death from the airstrike last week. He survived several assassination attempts during the 2006 Lebanon war alone. Israeli Secret Intelligence Services significantly increased the depth and quality of their intelligence gathering on Hezbollah and began treating it as a well-organized terror army following the beginning of the war on Syria, the FT said. See, like everything else though, we know that Israeli state is about to invade Lebanon. This has been the headlines. Senior U.S. official confirmed West Jerusalem's plans to ABC. The Israeli Defense Forces plans to enter southern Lebanon soon. ABC News reported Saturday, citing unnamed senior U.S. official. The U.S. outlet described the supposed operation as very limited. You think this is limited? When you kill us? Oh wait, they assassinated the leaders of Iran too earlier this year. You really think it was a goddamn airplane accident? No, ISIS, aka Mossad, Israeli Secret Intelligence Services, carried out the assassination against Iran. It's just Iran is not calling it that. Hey, they've been taking out leaders right and left. Israeli state will be punished, will cut off aggressors' hands. The spokesman for Iran's foreign ministry says one of Israel's crimes will not go unanswered, and the regime will be punished for various criminal acts it has committed. He made the remarks at his weekly press briefing in Tehran on Monday, and he asked about Iran's reaction to the assassination of Hassan Nasrallah, the longtime leader of the Lebanese resistance movement Hezbollah, in massive airstrike on southern Beirut on Friday using American-supplied bunker buster bombs, which they use these same bombs to go after Saddam Hussein. So we know that they come from the United States. Of course they do. Referring to the high capacities of Muslim states to punish the Israeli state, he added that the Palestinian people have a rightful demand from the Muslim countries to use their potentialities to exert pressure on the Zionist entity. So like everything else though, they're saying that this is unacceptable, and it is. Because, again, the Israeli state continues to go unpunished. They're not going to be unpunished. Hezbollah's next projected leader seen as more hardline than Nasrallah. Well, of course. Duh, you just killed one of their leaders. You think he's not going to be a lot more harsh? In defiant speech, Hezbollah's number 2, who survived Friday's Israeli decimation strikes of the group's leadership, which killed Nasrallah, vowed that the Iran's-backed group, which we know that Iran doesn't necessarily back them, but they love throwing that there because they want a war with Iran. But just because they're allied with Iran doesn't mean that, oh yeah, Iran's sending them weapons. Hezbollah has their own shit. Iran's back group, aka Hezbollah, is ready to take on any potential ground offensive into Lebanon. So they're ready. Deputy Chief said on Monday, insisted that Hezbollah will continue to fight despite the huge series of blows which began with the pager explosions. We are quite ready. If the Israelis want a ground incursion, the resistance forces are ready for that, Qassam declared. So the war is on. And we're going to see a lot more because this is far from over. More martyrs and wounded on the ongoing Israeli aggression in Lebanon. See, it's not just about Gaza anymore. It's now about their war with Lebanon and an invasion. The Zionist enemy continued its attacks on a number of Lebanese areas, which resulted in the martyrdom of a number of people, injury of others, and the massive destruction of homes. Israeli enemy aircraft launched raids on Monday at dawn on civil defense centers in Sama town, western Baka, which led to the martyrdom of 5 of its members. As well as the enemy warplanes raided a building in Benful Square in Sidon districts, resulting in martyrs. 5 people who were also martyred in an enemy raid on a house in Hafar town in the south, which completely destroyed it and led to the martyrdom of the owner of the house, his son, and 3 others. The Israeli drones raided a car near the town of Azran, and it was reported that there were injuries. But they don't ever call the Israelis terrorists. No, only the Islamic countries refer to the Israeli state as terrorists. But you know the mainstream media will never call the Israelis terrorists. Oh no, that's anti-Semitic, right? The city of Hamal and its surroundings in eastern Lebanon were also subjected to a series of successful raids. So this is an ongoing enclave, and like everything else though, I'm going to be furthering this up on my 3 main channels, which is where I'm going to be for a while. Fuck YouTube, I'm not going to be on here for a while after this bullshit, you know. But I hadn't been on bullshit YouTube until earlier this year. Well, I tried it for a while, and they're just up to their old bullshit again. So fuck YouTube, you know where to catch me. And I got one more here. And we're going to read out of Ezekiel chapter 38, because this is popping up. You know, and Magog, which you already know they're drawn into the war. The Lisa flock is definitely drawing Russia in. Well, you're going to see more Russian interaction, especially if all the Islamic countries, which Russia defends, gets involved with this, and you know that they will, especially Iran, right? Ezekiel chapter 38, verse 4, I will turn thee back and put hooks into thy jaws, and bring thee forth all thine army, horses and horsemen, all of them clothed with all sorts of armor, meaning these nuclear weapons, even in great company with bucklers and shields, all of them handling swords. So in other words, all these countries will have weapons. Persia, Ethiopia, Libya with them, all of them with shield and helmet. And think about the launches that they have, the S-400s, the S-300s. You know Turkey has it, because it mentions it here. Gomer and all his bands, which is Turkey. The house of Tagama, the north quarters, and all his bands, and many people with thee. Be thou prepared, prepare thyself, thou and all thy company that are assembled unto thee, and be thou a guard unto them. So, like everything else though, Russia's going to be involved very shortly. But like everything else though, there's another prophecy that has to come to pass first. And well, we're moving towards a digital cashless society. So they're going to make it mandatory very soon. As this has been the whole full year, all prophecy come to pass. So I hope this has been edifying. Look for me on those other channels. Shalom, Barakah Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rukakadash, Wa Abba Babal. I'm Brakathum, Tihofolek. Shalom.